Hey everyone, welcome back to Bookcast. I'm Jenny, and as always, I've got Alex here with me. This time, we're diving into Chapter 5 of The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. And the title is a bit of a twist. Getting Wealthy versus Staying Wealthy.
Hey folks, I have to say, that title kind of stopped me. It sounds obvious on the surface, but you start to realize, wait, those might be completely different skills, right?
Exactly, and that's where this chapter goes deep. Housel opens with a reminder that many people know how to get rich. They build, hustle, take risks, but staying rich? That's a totally different game. One that requires humility, fear, and survival instincts.
Fear? That's not a word we usually associate with wealthy people.
Right? But Housel explains, staying wealthy means being afraid of losing it all, not paralyzed, but aware. He calls it the paranoid survival mindset. Where getting wealthy is about taking risks, staying wealthy is about avoiding ruin.
Okay, so walk me through that. What's the core idea here?
Here's the contrast he draws. Getting wealthy often involves optimism, boldness, risk, and vision. Staying wealthy requires frugality, paranoia, and restraint. It's like two different characters. You need to be daring to climb up, but cautious to avoid falling off the mountain once you're there.
That makes so much sense. It's like startups versus legacy companies. One has to take big swings to grow. The other focuses on protecting what's been built.
Exactly. And here's one of my favorite lines from the chapter. Getting money requires taking risks, being optimistic, and putting yourself out there. But keeping money requires the opposite. Humility and fear that what you've made can be taken away.
So is he saying we have to live in fear?
Not fear in a negative sense, more like respect for uncertainty. We often assume we'll keep what we've earned, but markets change, health changes, even our own behavior changes. The solution is to build with survivability in mind, not just profitability.
That kind of echoes something Naval Ravikant once said. Getting rich is about leverage, staying rich is about lifestyle and habits.
Totally aligned. Housel gives a great example of the difference, comparing two mindsets. The person who leverages everything to chase maximum returns. The person who's okay with pretty good returns, because they prioritize staying in the game. Guess who wins long term? The one who survives.
So how do we build that kind of mindset?
Housel gives a few principles. Use room for error. Always assume things can go worse than you expect. Build in buffers. Avoid single points of failure. Don't let any one risk, job, investment, decision, be capable of wiping you out. Embrace reasonable over rational. Rational might say maximize leverage for best returns, but reasonable says sleep well at night and don't go broke.
I love that. Reasonable feels like such a human approach. It accounts for emotion, not just numbers.
Exactly. And Housel talks about something really important here. Tail risks. These are rare but devastating events. Recessions, pandemics, layoffs, accidents. You don't plan your life assuming they'll happen, but you design your strategy in case they do.
So it's like wearing a seatbelt. Most drives are fine, but when things go wrong, it saves your life.
Perfect analogy. And one of the best ways to survive tail risk is to live below your means. Not because you have to, but because it gives you options and resilience.
That's such a shift in mindset. It's not just about building wealth, it's about protecting your freedom, your future, your peace of mind.
Yes. And one more thing Housel adds. Staying wealthy often looks boring. No flashy moves, no high-stakes bets, just smart, simple, long-term thinking.
So, kind of like Don't get too high on wins and don't get too low on losses. Just keep moving forward carefully.
Exactly. And the longer you survive, in investing, business, or even health, the more you benefit from compounding, experience, and momentum.
Okay, Jenny, what's the one big takeaway from this chapter?
Here it is. Getting rich is a sprint. Staying rich is endurance. Anyone can win once. The real game is staying in the game long enough for it to matter.
Love that. And hey, listeners, drop a comment below. What's one thing you're doing to stay in the game long term?
And make sure you subscribe to @BookcastPod. Next up is Chapter 6, Tales You Win. We'll explore how a small number of events create most of the impact in life, investing, and history. It's one of the most powerful chapters in the whole book.
See you next time, and remember, boldness builds wealth, but wisdom keeps it.
Thanks for listening to Bookcast.